Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, I am Bree and I'm currently here at the hospital. I'm being induced. I am 37 weeks and 0 days today, and I got to the hospital at around 8:30, and pretty much the whole time since I've been here, currently it's 12:10, and since I've been here, they were asking me all the questions and stuff on how I'm feeling and going over medical records. I am currently a surrogate, so it was probably additional questions towards that they were asking. So I'm now on the medication, being induced. They just inserted the medication in me 10 minutes ago technically, and what they were saying is that it was going to take a good 30 minutes for it to kick in and for me to kind of actually feel something. And what they're gonna do is every 2 hours increase the dosage until I start contracting every 5 minutes. So that is their goal. So yeah, so far. And then when I got here too, because I didn't eat. I'm trying to get the thing to stop beeping. I don't know what be having it beep, but when I first got here, I didn't eat, so they wanted to make sure that both the twins were still currently head down before I ate anything and not breached. So good thing both babies are head down still. So they did go over the process of if baby B flips, why push out baby A, how I can possibly go into an emergency C-section and stuff like that. So they kind of broke down that process. So hopefully I don't have to go that route. I am praying and hoping that everything goes good where I'm able to naturally deliver both babies. So that is the end game and the plan that I plan on doing. I have nothing but faith and hope for myself that I'm able to do so. They did ask me who's gonna cut the umbilical cord. The mom. I'm having a baby for a single mother, so she is not here, or her agency. She plans to have the agency come out the day that I get released from the hospital. So that is her game plan. So therefore I said that me and my mom are both gonna cut the baby's umbilical cord. My mom was part of my surrogacy journey before, and she cut that baby's umbilical cord, and I have videos of that. And this time I definitely want to do it, so I said I'll cut one, she'll cut the other. I'll probably cut the first babies and she can cut the second, just in case for whatever reason if they do have to do a C-section or something, I at least was able to do the first babies at least. So like I said, I'm pretty excited. I'm kind of, at first I was nervous when I got here, oh my god, this is real. I'm actually about to be having these babies, but I'm actually kind of just getting excited to kind of get them out. So yeah, but my experience with this whole journey has been completely different. I have not really posted videos or any videos really of me talking about my experience and journey. So I figured I'll vlog and kind of talk to you guys a little bit while I'm just here in the bed. So with this experience and journey of my surrogacy, I am with a new agency, and so things are different based off pay and how they work and run things with their agency as well. So let me start. So pretty much the process is the same, and it's probably going to be the same with any agency you're with finding your IPs and stuff like that. So the process was pretty much the same that I experienced previously with my last agency with finding my IP. So I did agree for her just because she's a single mother. I wanted to pretty much the people that I was more interested in was more how I did before. I did it for a gay couple, and I was more interested in that because certain types of couples a lot of people don't agree on based off religions and stuff like that. So I wanted to do it for more families that are probably turned a blind side eye to compared to others. So I didn't and I wanted to do like for people who couldn't have kids for like health reasons and stuff like that, so not like cosmetic reasons and stuff. So with her, when I seen her profile and seen like she was a single mom and stuff like that, I definitely like, you know, related to her just because I'm also a single mom, and I know that like, you know, different people, regardless if you're a surrogate or not, you know, people are judgmental. So I definitely wanted to do it for her, and she's been super kind. I know originally like I kind of was like, I didn't like, I wanted like, I had like different criterias on who I wanted to have the baby for and what I needed to have. So my last experience was during COVID, when I had my IPs and they were in a whole nother country. So for me, I felt like this time around I kind of wanted my IP to be like a little bit more hands-on or more close, just so it wasn't like they were far. If anything was to happen to their babies or baby, they weren't going to be far away. So one of my requirements was to have someone who was within the States and close to me. And then so definitely she fit that criteria. She lives in LA and I'm here in Vegas. So with her being, you know, in LA, she's only like a 4-hour drive or a 1-hour plane ride away. But I did want someone who spoke really good English, because that was kind of my downfall. Like I felt like I couldn't really communicate that much with my IP. And originally I did have an IP who was also in LA and who did surrogacy before, and it was for a gay couple, and I didn't go with them. I did like everything about them. They were super kind, but I ended up not going with them because in the midst of me kind of wanting to be a surrogate, I ended up changing my mind. So therefore that match, even though like I kind of wanted to match with them, it wasn't official because of the fact that I ended up like last minute, I was like, hey, I don't want to be a surrogate at this moment. I kind of want to like still take my time and, you know, like that. So obviously I wasn't able to get that couple again because I already had matched with somebody else. So they ended up finding her. But like I said, she does speak English. It's just that like it's still like a translator needs to be involved just so it's like we're not miscommunicating and stuff like that. So she was there for like the embryo transfer and stuff, but I haven't seen her since or met her since that day. Other than that, she's super kind and nice, and you know, we just talk through text and stuff like that. So even though I haven't seen her in person since the transfer, we do talk daily, and I do give her updates and stuff like that, and she's really kind. And we started to kind of relate on things because of our birthdays. Like she's February 3rd, I'm February 5th, so we were kind of just like relating on stuff like that, and the fact that we both like to shop and just things like that. Like I try to get to know her a little bit better and stuff. Sorry for the sound, you guys. I'm trying to figure out what's beeping. I'm like touching everything. I'm like these babies move a lot, so I know if like sometimes they fall off the thing, it will beep. So I'm trying to like figure that part out. But yeah, so far like my experience and everything with the agency has been great towards that. So that was kind of like my experience and everything and how it's been with that. And she's really kind. Like she's like, you know, gifted me a few things and given me like extra fundings and dollars and stuff like that. So she is very generous and very nice and sweet, so I do appreciate that from her. So my whole surrogacy thing has been great experience, and last time it was great because I wouldn't have done it again if I didn't feel like I had a good experience the first time go around. So the second time go around, once again, it's been a good experience. So, you know, like, you know, people ask me, well, will you do it again? Yeah, I said yeah last time. I'm gonna say yeah this time, but you know, you never know what goes on in your life and what you have planned and stuff like that, because I can't say like right after I'm done giving birth I'm gonna be applying right away. I could be, you know, like I said, like doing this, like a lot of people who become surrogates, yeah, they do it to help people, but they all also do it because of financial reasons and I'm not gonna lie, the money is good, so I wouldn't mind doing it again. And especially because like the third time around, you definitely will get way more compensation compared to for a first-time surrogate and so on. But that was just a little of me talking a little bit about my experience so far and everything. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on the medication, on when I feel like I start to feel the contractions. I feel like I won't feel anything right now. I am 3 centimeters dilated, so I should say that. So I am 3 centimeters dilated as of now. They gave the medication to me at 12 p.m. Like I said, I got here like at 8:30 a.m. So between 8:30 of me filling out paperwork, eating, them taking blood samples, all that stuff, I'm just now getting the medication. So definitely keep you guys updated on when I deliver, so we can kind of calculate to see how long it took for everything to work and for me to dilate. I am able to get up out of the bed and move around and walk and all that stuff, so which is a good thing. I do have to stay on the monitors, but she said wherever, as long as the cord goes, I can go. And the room is not that big because this is a scheduled induction. The hospital that I've been going to and have my appointments and everything at, they were actually full. So I'm at a different hospital than the one that I currently was going to. So yeah, all the hospitals here in Vegas are full. So I am in a smaller room, she said. So I'm not going to be delivering in this room either. They're going to have me deliver in the OR just because it's twins, and due to the fact that like anything can happen, and if they have to do like an emergency C-section, I'll be ready and prepared in a room for that compared to this room. So yeah, but I'll keep you guys updated in this process. Hey guys, so I'm continuing on my vlog. So pretty much it's been like officially like 20 hours since I've been here. I got here yesterday, which was the 9th. Today is the 10th. And so the update is I am 6 centimeters dilated now. When I got here originally, I thought it was 5, but I was like 3. Now I'm 6. And so they checked me about like an hour or 2 ago. And then so now they said since I'm a 6, what they're gonna end up doing is just breaking my water in the next hour. So I got to the hospital technically at 8:30. It's about to be 8 now, but they didn't start giving me the stuff to dilate me until 12. So that's why I said I've been here for like 20 hours technically in labor since then. So I'll keep you guys updated. So far, I know they're probably gonna come back in here and check to make sure the baby's heads were down. They were head down yesterday and the day before that, and since the beginning of this month. So I'm just praying that everything still works out and they're head down so I can do a vaginal birth. But my OB is here, so I know with her, I already talked about it, about doing vaginal, and she did say that, you know, if anything, she is gonna try to deliver breached, depending on the size of the baby. But if not, I'll have to do emergency C-section. So I'll keep you guys updated in the journey and how long. But I do have my epidural. I did get my epidural around, I called for it around like right around 2, and then I didn't like physically get it until like almost 3, just because they had to give me like some more fluids and stuff to make sure I was good. So it did take them a while because I started to feel contractions around that time. It was painful, so I've had my epidural since then. So I'm feeling good now. I'm ready to push these babies out, but I'll keep you guys updated on how long since this time, like from the update that I go into labor. An hour ago, they said there was somebody else in the OR, so she was delivering. I don't know if she was doing vaginal or C-section, so that was an hour ago, and they said that when she's done that they're gonna clean up the area and then just push me in there and break my water in there so I can get labor going. So talk to you guys later. So it's been officially past 24 hours since I've been here. They just broke my water to twin A. So now they have me sitting up and let's see what happens. So they have me on the monitor. But yes, they just popped in my water, so I guess I don't know what they're waiting for. I guess maybe they're waiting for me to feel the urge to push. I don't know, but as stated before, I am going to be delivering in the OR. So yeah, and then they checked, both babies are still head down. So yeah, so I guess let's just say hopefully in the next 30 minutes to an hour. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, I am Bree, and in this video I'll be pretty much discussing my surrogacy slash postpartum video, pretty much of like an update of what's pretty much been going on since I've given birth. So some of you guys probably like, you know, found me through TikTok or YouTube just by like the reels and stuff like that, and kind of probably wanted to like follow my journey or been following my journey since my first surrogacy. So pretty much it took me like, you know, a good minute to kind of make this video. So I am like 1 month postpartum, and I guess like with everything that kind of went with the like, so for like the pregnancy, everything was good. Like the beginning of course was horrible. Like I was throwing up a lot, I was really sick, and I think it was just due to the fact that I was having twins. So after like the first trimester, the second and third trimester was a breeze and everything. So my birth plan wasn't kind of how I imagined it to be in per se, just due to the fact that I was picturing my birth plan to be vaginal. I wanted to do a natural birth. The day of, you know, that I went in to go get induced, everything was good, you know, per se, as in both babies were head down. So it wasn't where one was breached or anything like that. Both babies were head down. Everything was good. They scheduled me out to do, you know, to pretty much get induced, just due to the fact that I guess like, I think it was like mainly like the baby's weights, like the baby B, which is the girl, she was bigger than baby A, which was the boy. And they kind of, and then plus I was at what, 37 weeks? I was like 36, 37 weeks when I delivered. So they didn't want to go past that in a sense. Like they just felt like, you know, like if I would have went to like 38 or something weeks or whatever, it would just been like the babies would have just, it was just like, it would have been too big, I guess, in a sense. Like a more safer delivery was at the week that I was at, pretty much. So they scheduled me out right away and were just like, okay, we're gonna induce you, we're gonna go get you to the hospital, So cool. So I was in the hospital for 3 days, you guys. 3 days until I finally given birth, which was on the 3rd day of me being at the hospital already. So to be honest, like at that point, like because they're inducing me, there was at times I'll feel contractions and stuff like that. So I think it was like, it was either the first day, I think it was the second day going into the 3rd day, I started to really feel the contractions. I felt it like at 2:30ish, 3 o'clock in the morning. I started to feel it so the first day going to the second day. So this is the second day now, I started to feel contractions. So this whole time and then on top of that, what they're inducing me, they're not like doing like membrane sweeps or like checking me, the dilations and stuff like that, because they felt like that was gonna like, I guess, which is weird, they felt like it was gonna like make the process faster, which was weird, because if you're inducing me, like what does it matter? But they pretty much had me like where it was like some liquid going into me, like an IV, and it was just like that was gonna help like just naturally in a sense induce me in a sense, I don't know. But pretty much like I started to at some point feel like contractions really bad, and I had asked for epidural because I felt like it was time. But before she gave me the epidural, you know, she did check my cervix and she was just like, okay, you're at like a 6 going into like a 7. So I was like, cool, that means the baby should be coming soon. So yes, I want the epidural. Go ahead and get me the epidural because of like what you're saying my cervix is at. So I got the epidural, everything was cool. I didn't feel any pain, but still no baby, still no change to my cervix at this point. So this is now going into the 3rd day. So they're just like, okay, it's been like 3 days, you've been in labors, nothing's happened. And at this point, we're gonna need you to try to see if you can push and see if the baby can just go down a little bit. We're gonna like, I think my cervix was kind of like at an 8 at this point, and this was like the 3rd day, it was like at an 8. And at this point, they didn't feed me. They gave me waters and jellos and broth. I did not eat the jello. I did not eat the broth. I didn't want to eat any of that. The day that I came in, I wasn't able to eat. You know, I was like, hey, could I at least get this? They're like, no. So it was just like, you know, bad, you know, just due to the fact that it was like 3 days since I haven't really eaten anything. And then the fact that now you guys just want me to push, like, and I've been on like epidural, so now I feel like my body's numb where I don't even really feel it. So it was like I couldn't feel my legs really, like I couldn't push. So I'm trying, like I'm pushing with everything that I got, you guys. Like I am trying, I am crying because now like it wasn't like really my OB that was right there. Like it was like a student in a sense or something, or someone who's training. And she's just right there, and she's just like, you know, we're gonna get you off the epidural because we feel like it's not working. I mean, like, it's not working. I mean, like, we feel like it's numbing your body, or you can't like push, so we're gonna have to take you off and everything. And I'm just crying. I'm not crying because she's taking me off the epidural. I'm just crying because I'm like emotionally frustrated that I feel like I wasn't being listened to. And then now, with being in the hospital for 3 days after just drinking water and little cheap nasty juices, I felt like now you guys are trying to have me push and force this baby to come out because you guys feel like it's convenient for you guys, instead of like having my body do what it naturally needs to do on its own. So that really frustrated me, where I just start crying and crying and crying. And at this point, I don't feel any pain because my adrenaline is high. I'm emotionally being like, feel like I'm forced to do something that I don't want to do. My body's not feeling like I need to push. So it wasn't, I'm not gonna say like I'm more sad about like the surrogacy thing, because my whole surrogacy journey was nothing but great. It was more of like the hospital and like the OB experience, to be honest. Like it was just so horrible that I felt like it was kind of ruining, in a sense, my surrogacy experience, because at the same time, this is not my baby, this is not my thing. So it's like there's only so much I can do, but it's like at the same time, I'm just like, oh, this is my baby, this is how I would have did this, because of the fact that, you know, I can say, or, you know, like I can move a little bit different. But since this was the hospital that we originally did, because of the fact that, you know, I felt like everything in a sense was being rushed, and that's with them like trying to force the babies out at this point. So they pretty much were just like, okay, we're not going to give you epidural. You're going to pretty much give birth without it if you can push these babies out, or at least get the head to go a little bit more lower. So at this point, I'm pushing, I'm crying, I'm screaming. And like I said, I'm not crying because it was painful. I'm crying because I'm like literally in a train wreck. I'm stressed out. And I feel like the babies felt that. Like I feel like they feel everything you feel, in a sense. And they felt like they didn't want to come into a world with feeling this stress. So I'm just like so emotional, you know. I was like, I can't do it. They're just like, well, if you can't push these babies out, we're gonna give you like an hour or two to like see if you can push. And if you can't push these babies out, we're just gonna end up having an emergency C-section, just due to the fact that the babies they're a little bit more lower now, and the longer that you keep these babies in, it can like be more dangerous for them to be inside you than to be, you know, like in. So they're just like, we're gonna end up having to get an emergency C-section. So we'll give you some time to like dilate more, or whatever case is. Like I said, at this point, like I'm like an 8 or 9 still, like dilation, when they're trying to get me to push and do all sorts of things. So I'm just like, oh my God. So it was just like a horrible like experience with that. Like I said, it wasn't the whole surrogacy experience that was horrible. It was just more of like the fact that these doctors are not listening to me and just like really feeling what I'm feeling per se. So that was like kind of like more of a thing for me, why I feel like I was just really emotional. So at the end of the day, I ended up having to get an emergency C-section, because no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't I couldn't push the babies out. I couldn't feel my feet, let alone feel like, my private area to push. Like, I couldn't feel anything. Like, everything was just so numb for me being on epidural long. And then by the time it was just really time for me to push and everything, I just had no energy, you guys. Like, with me not eating or anything, I had zero energy to do that. So it was just like, you guys had me in label for 3 days. The third day, you guys finally want me to push. You guys finally want me to do things. And then with me having just water in my system and being in bed this whole time, I literally had zero energy to do anything to do that, because I was so weak, you guys. I couldn't even move. Like, I literally was just, I tried. So with that being said, they ended up doing an emergency C-section, and emotionally that was a lot for me. So I literally cried for an hour before they can do the C-section, because that was not my game plan. That's not what I wanted. I did not want to be cut up. Yes, I've had a tummy tuck in the past, but a tummy tuck and a C-section is two different things. Yes, at the same time you are getting cut up, but the cut and incisions from a C-section is different, just due to the fact that they're actually near your uterus. They're actually cutting way deeper than the top layer of your skin when you do a C-section. So it was just a totally different experience. Plus, mentally, I did not prepare myself mentally to get a C-section. Therefore, my brain wasn't in the right space to get one. So it was just so emotional for me. So I literally cried for an hour, just screaming and crying because I was so pissed. So I didn't want anyone near me. Like, I was so pissed. So after I was able to finally calm down, because I was just like, freak, I have to get this done. So once I was able to finally calm down from the fact of me getting a C-section and being so emotional about it, they were able to sedate me enough to pretty much like do the C-section. So since I was technically already on epidural, that's what they ended up giving me for the C-section. They gave me epidural and like something else, because the epidural wasn't kicking in fast enough and they needed to hurry up and get the babies out. So I do remember they gave me something else. I was at this point already doozy and ditzy, because after you boohoo, cry your eyes out, you kind of get sleepy. And then on top of that, I was on epidural for dang near 2.5 days, and then them giving me more epidural on top of this other drug to hurry up and kick in. I was just like out, kind of, in a sense, where I was like drained. My body was drained. I was emotionally drained. Everything was just drained out of me. So they do the C-sections. The baby was like a couple seconds apart, and everything went smoothly. My scar looks amazing. It looks beautiful. Everything went good, after that, in a sense. So I could say, just based off everything, like I said, like, I'm normally good when it comes to surgery. I've gotten plastic surgery, so I can say that I am good when it comes to surgery, but I can say I'm only good when I'm mentally prepared for it, because I would think that the recovery, in a sense, time for a C-section tummy tuck would be the same, just because you are cut in the abdominal area, in a sense. So I would think that it would have been like similar to the same, but I did prepare myself for surgery the times that I've gotten it. So mentally, I was not prepared for this surgery. Physically, I was not prepared. Like, it would have been like a different experience if I was prepared. Plus the fact that I've always, like, just with the surrogacy thing, I wasn't like wanting to get cut up for a baby that's not mine. So not to be rude or to be blunt about it, but it's just what it is. Like, I would do that. Like, you will risk more things for your own kid than someone else's kid. So I'm like, this is not my baby. There's no emotional attachment to that child or to the child's. So I'm just like, with me being cut up for someone else's kid that's not mine, that's not my kin, that's nothing to me. It was a lot for me, because that's something that I would do for my kid. I would not do that for a surrogacy thing. And that was something that I didn't really put thought of too deep into when I did this, because it's like, I would have, like, I guess, asked for more money if, like, because like when you are a surrogate, you get like a packet, like, okay, if you would have to do a C-section, how much would you want? And it's not me telling them how much I want, it's just what the agency is saying, this is what you're going to get. But things like when you work with an agency, there's things you can fight them on, like, hey, no, I want this. So it's just like in the future, they do say you can have like a VBAC, in a sense, where I think that's like pretty much where you could still give birth naturally, just due to the fact how they cut you. So they did say, like, I could try, like, in the future to have like a natural birth, or, you know, but it's like, I don't know if it's just based off doctors or if it's just in general that I can still possibly, you know, give birth naturally, or I can have a C-section. But just the fact that I may not be ever able to, like, I guess, have a natural birth and always have to be cut up anytime I get pregnant, that's the thing that's in my mind, because no one ever wants to always get cut up every time they have a kid. So I definitely say, like, now that I experience it, that it's a lot. Like, I give shout outs to people who's had C-sections now that I've gotten one, because it's a lot to take in. It's a lot emotionally, and the fact that you guys still have to take care of a kid afterwards, like, I think gratefully I didn't have to take, you know, I was a surrogate, so the babies are not going home with me. So it was like really cool to know that, like, there's parents out here that have to parent after getting this, and some people are single mothers. I barely was able to wipe my butt, take a shower. Like, I'm normally able to do that after giving birth naturally. But people who have C-sections, I'm just like, the fact that you still have to take care of a baby after this. And, like, you know, I was just like, wow, like, I'm glad that I was a surrogate and didn't have to do all that. But it's like, people out here have to be mothers and stuff, like, dang, after a C-section. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I got one. Like I said, I'm not sure it's because my body wasn't mentally prepared for it, because I'm pretty good when it comes to surgery. Like I said, I had a tummy tuck, and like I said, tummy tuck and C-section is two different things in a sense, because they only do the top layer. They're actually they're going through what, 7-8 layers of stuff down there when you do a C-section. Like I said, I didn't get to do too much research on it prior to me getting one, so it's just like, it wasn't too much information I knew about C-sections, just because I knew in my heart I wasn't gonna have one. I was just like, nope, I'm doing this naturally. Nope, these babies are not flipping. Nope. I did a little bit of research on it, but not as much as I would have did if it was like pre-scheduled, like, okay, we're gonna do a C-section, you know, I thought it would have been completely different. So that was that. So it kind of took me a while to kind of even come up with this video. Like I said, I am 1 month post-op, going on 2 months. And it was just funny because my last surrogacy, I gave birth on 9/11, and then this surrogacy, I gave birth on 8/11, which that was so unplanned for. Just as the fact that I was supposed to go in, I went in 3 days before my actual due date to give birth, and I didn't realize it until someone else mentioned it. They're like, when I gave them both of the birthdays, they're like, you know, you gave birth to both of your surrogacy babies on the 11th. And I started dying laughing. I was just like, that's so funny that happened that way. And it was so unplanned for, to do it like that. And I'd even mention it to the surrogate, the IPs. I didn't even mention it to them either. Like, oh, you know, I gave birth. I just realized I didn't even tell them that. But it was just like something like, oh, that's cute that it ended up working out that way for me. But yeah, emotionally, I was like, not gonna say postpartum depression, but I was depressed a little bit after giving birth, just because it wasn't like my birth plans. The way I was just, you know, emotionally like stressed and everything like that. I kind of was just depressed, where I just really didn't want to like do anything like after that. Like, now mentally I am feeling okay, but after going through that traumatic situation with my birth plan not being my birth plan, it was a lot for me to even like try to make a TikTok and try to tell people I'm okay, because I know on TikTok a lot of people were just like, oh, how are you doing? How's the babies? They were just so wanting to know everything, which I get, you know, when you post your life and everything like that, people always want to like keep up with everything, which I 100% agree, because I'm on YouTube like, why is this girl not posting? I want to see what's going on with her life. So when you're like open like that and posting your life and everything like that, but mentally I was not okay. Like, I did respond to a few people just so hopefully like other people can scroll and see that I'm alive and I'm doing okay. But mentally I was not okay to like be on there trying to explain things to people, trying to explain my birth plans and how everything was just not the way it was supposed to go. So mentally, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna deliver these twins naturally, and I was just so excited for that. And I wasn't mentally okay to like tell people, hey, that didn't happen, I actually got a C-section. Like, I wasn't excited to talk and be around people, especially people that I don't know, and explain and be open and vulnerable to these people about that situation. So now that, you know, like I said, I'm 1 month post-op, going on 2, I'm now able and happy to do that. So, you know, that's why I'm here now with just like a update of the situation. There's not too much I really need to go further in on, I guess, my surrogacy journey. I'll probably be posting like another update. Well, I am going to be posting another update of pretty much how my scar is healing, like tummy tuck / C-section scars healing, because I wasn't healed from my my tummy tuck. I was healed from that, but it ended up being like a keloid scar, and I kind of want to just give you guys updates on how my scar is looking now that I was cut in that area. So my OB did use the same scar area, you know, the same line and everything like that they use for my tummy tuck. So it's the same exact scar. She didn't go underneath or anything. That was like also my fear too, that if I would have got like a C-section scar, if it would have been like on top or underneath the scar that was originally used. So thank God it wasn't. It was the same scar, like she ended up using the same stitching or whatever like that way. So that's good. So I feel like my scar looks beautiful. And then prior to that, I was doing treatments as well for my keloid scar. So I feel like everything is healing up good. I feel like there is some discoloration, that my skin is like lightening up in that area. So I am gonna be like looking for other options as well to like get like a skin correction or like, you know, color correction, something where now it'll be like one skin. So it's not like where I'm not like two tones in a sense, if you can say it that way. So I will be keeping you guys updated with my scar. But for any updates, I guess, with my surrogacy journey, I guess until if I do another journey with an agency, then until then. But other than that, I believe this will be kind of like my final video towards that situation, unless I can like speak on another topic. If people have like questions about like my delivery with like the twins, like a little, like I don't know if there's any other questions that if anyone can think of, or like how was it carrying twins and stuff like that. For the most part, I don't mind answering that and doing Q&As through TikTok and everything, just doing like more short responses for that. But other than that, I think I'm kind of off this topic just because I'm like over it in a sense. But and I have like better things to be talking about now that I'll be traveling now. So not too much with my surrogacy, you know. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this video of me ranting about my, you know, experience of being a surrogate and my birth plan and everything like that, then give this a thumbs up and definitely subscribe. I'll be having like more videos I'll be posting soon on my page. It'll be more dedicated to my move abroad. So if you're interested in that, I definitely say subscribe, and hope for you guys to see me soon in the next video. Bye.
Only this one we're allowed to video because it's a special request, okay? Hold on a second. So you have to hold this part at the end, okay? And then go, okay, the sharp part outside. You got it?
Oh, got it.
Alright, thank you. Okay, so you want to take a picture of...
Hi, little Ryan. This is Ryan. And this is Raina. They're so little.
We can turn your lights off so it's not so bright.
Yeah, she said I don't like that.
I don't blame you.
Oh, little
This
Raina.
keeps her warm without any clothes on so we can watch her breathing.
Okay.